Navigation in 3DC printing is very simple and straightforward. In fact, you don't even have to remember any hotkeys in order to navigate properly. So allow me to demonstrate by hovering my cursor outside the object, left mouse button click and drag, then move my cursor about, and I'm rotating around the model. If I were to right mouse button click outside the object and drag, I'm zooming. If I middle mouse click and drag outside the object, I'm panning. We can also hover inside the object, middle mouse click and drag without the need to press a hotkey. However, if I were to hover my cursor inside the object and right mouse click and drag, then you can see what I'm doing is actually scaling my brush radius. If I have a brush chosen and I left mouse click and drag, obviously I am activating the tool that I have selected. When I want to navigate, I need to tell 3DCoat that I intend to navigate rather than sculpting or scaling my brush. So holding down the Alt key will do just that. You'll see a little axis handle follow your cursor, and when you click, you can see that 3DCoat plants it onto the surface, and that gives you a visual indication of the rotation center. And that's because in the camera menu here at the top right, I have chosen the current pick point. I could choose world center, the last draw point, object bounding box, and then a custom point. You also happen to have a really handy feature called look along normal. And what that does is if you want to look down the normal of a particular point on your surface, you can do that by hitting this specific hotkey while you're hovered over that point. In this case, by default, it's the asterisk on your number pad. Let's hover up here at the top and I'll hit the asterisk key. Let's rotate to another angle. And I can go here about midway, hit that hotkey, and you can see I'm looking right down that normal. Some applications have what's called trackball rotation. So to set that in 3DCoat, what I'm going to do is go to Customize Navigation. At the very top here, I'm going to choose Add Event, and I'll select what I actually want to do. So you've got a lot of different options here, but I want to roll. Now I want to assign the keys. In this case, I may prefer to use the little question mark next to the Shift key, and when I left mouse button click and drag, it's going to perform this function. So I'm going to click Assign Keys. I'm going to hold down the question mark key and left mouse button drag. Now you'll see what was actually assigned. So the hotkey plus the left mouse button. So I hit OK. Now I'm going to hold down the question mark, and as I drag my cursor, I can use what's called trackball rotation. When I release that hotkey, now I'm using the standard rotation. But hold down that hotkey, and now I'm using trackball rotation. The other way to navigate in 3DCoat is to use the navigation bar widgets for rotation, pan, zoom, field of view. You have the option to reset it to the default camera position. You can also frame it up by clicking All, and you have hotkeys that you can utilize for those as well. In this case, Shift A is used for framing it up, and then Shift Z for pin. Now pin is typically when you're rotating about, or maybe your pen is in a given area, and if you go to pin, it's going to zoom you in. Okay, let's go back to All. And if we want to remove these axis handles, if they're getting in our way, we can click this little icon. You can also hide the grid. And that's a quick look at navigating in 3DC printing. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.